Hello everybody, welcome back to Eureka Farms here in Farming Simulator 19 with me, CWATTYESO. Tis a brand new day here on the farm, a brand new day. Our productions are happily producing, the ones that we've got the materials for anyway. Today we should be able to maybe think about getting some stuff done. Right, quick check of what's going on the map. Right, field 10 still hasn't been harvested by our lovely friends, the AI farmer. Field 3, however, is going to be ready for seeding today, I do believe, although the fertiliser state of that field still looks terribly bad. Alright, we'll have a quick run over to the BGA because I need to check what the deal is with the silage we've got over there. Whether I've actually compacted it and started fermenting it, or whether it's just sat in the bunker. Looks like it's just sat in the bunker here. We've not done any compacting. Right, so that is something I need to get on and do today, which means new piece of machinery, new piece of equipment, new tractor. A big bud. Now big buds would do squishing, I should imagine. I think big buds would be able to do squishing. What am I going to go for? Am I going to go for a 9RX or a 9R? I want this one. Steel tank, polytank probably. Standard duals, narrow triples, wide duals, standard triples, standard duals with weight, standard duals. So don't have a lot of engine options here. As much as that's a nice little tractor, it doesn't give me a lot of options. Let's go back and have a look. No, there's that 9R there, which I could put quite a bit on. Plenty of wheel options here. Joules with weights, joules. Triples. I guess some big wheels with weights. We could go Michelins, in which case that gives us the option of having dual weights as well on the Michelins. We'll go Goodyear and have the big floatery tyres. I think we go with the Joules with weights. Factory condition, we'll have it second hand because it does make it cheaper. We can get the 3-point hitch. We can have GPS on there. We can have 3-point hitch. We can get it with a lot of horses under the hood. 650 in fact. Yeah, we'll buy one of those. That'll be a start. Right. It's going to need fuel. It's going to need a repair straight away. Right. We've got this. We've got this. Hopefully it's big enough and heavy enough that it'll do the compacting relatively quickly of our silage. And then we can get on and do... I've got to do harvesting of field 8, I think it is. And yeah, let's have a look. Quick check of the fields. Growth state. Yeah, fields 8 and 9 are ready for harvesting. So I could probably need to be doing that. The canola that comes off of field 8 will be going into our biodiesel production, which will be very useful. And we'll have obviously the canola straw. So first job of the day, let's get the silage compacted, because then at least we'll be able to start doing the cows very soon, shortly after that. Which is obviously very important because we're going to need the milk to make the cheese. So I haven't got a harvester over here yet. I have got the trailer, or the windrower. No, the windrower's over here, so I've got the trailer parked over there. That's good. So yeah, I just need to grab the X9. I may actually upgrade the X9. Okay, that's not doing a terribly good job of compacting. Let's go grab the roller. And let's try and do this in a manner that makes sense. Now, I would definitely think this would now have the power and the ability to squish all this stuff relatively fast. Especially with, you know, nearly 3 tons of weight on the front of the tractor. Additional weights there on the back as well, look. There we go. Did a nice job. Just squishing. Apart from the fact I'm a little bit beached at the minute. Come on. Come on, level this out, come on. Flatten this bit. Yeah, 54%. So like I say, nearly over 700,000 litres in here currently. Probably will get more in there in the future. There's nothing to stop me doing forage harvesting at some point down the road. I'm getting lots of chaff. 87%. Okay. It's squishing. It is getting compacted. It just takes a long time when you've got this much stuff. 97%. So that is rocketing up very fast. And we are now at 100%. Apparently compacted. So yeah, we've done all right there. So let's get this covered. Start the fermenting process. Yeah. And now we can set Big Boy back. Well, we ought to refuel him on the way back to the farm, because he didn't come with a lot of fuel in his tank, did he? But of course, before we get too carried away, let's remember to cover the silo. There we go, blanket. Silo was covered. Alright, now we can think about maybe harvesting. There's a bit of fuel. So yeah, we're waiting on field, like I say, I'm waiting for field 10 to become up for grabs, really. As that's the next field that I ideally want to buy for myself. Although 6 is tempting, I must admit 6 is tempting. Because it, you know, it's not got anything planted on it. I just think it's going to be too expensive. Yeah, it's going to be $1 million. I can't afford that at the minute. Now the question, of course, is what do I do with the harvester? Because I've got the X9, obviously, and we've got the new ones, or should I say the fully released ones, which are available. Sadly doesn't have the 3D tracks like my existing one, but obviously has a nice capacity to it. Doesn't come with any bigger headers though, that's the only thing. There's no new headers for the X9 harvester that have been released, so we're kind of stuck at the minute in terms of headers. When there's nothing that's apart from the tri-bine. If we go down the tri-bine route, we can obviously get a bigger header. We can go up to 19.6 meters. I'm thinking to myself, I may have to try and dig out the Midwest Duras headers. Dig out those mods that I've used in the past and install one of those, because then I could have the option of having like a 55-foot or 60-foot header for the X9, which would be good. Now, of course, the harvester over there, the S790, that is the AI. The AI harvester, so I'm not using that when I'm harvesting myself, because it's got the bonkers crazy capacity. Now let's unfold the harvester while we're here on the ground. Right. And we're going to start, like I say, we're going to start with the canola today, because I need that for the biodiesel factory here. Now, one thing as well I need to mention is that the mods, the placeable factory mods, have all been updated recently on the mod hub. If you've already downloaded and installed them, you've probably noticed your games don't work anymore. you have troubles loading into your maps and everything. That's because the new placeable factories updates have changed the way the buildings work and added some new bits to the buildings, and unfortunately, because of how the placeable factories mods work with the game, because they don't use global company, they use the stupid animal system, unfortunately you've got to wait for a map update for them to be compatible. So you may have noticed as well that if you try starting a new save game with a map, it doesn't load either, and that's because the maps need to be updated now for the changes to the placeable factories mod. It's a bit annoying, very annoying. Like I say, I don't know why the guy who makes the mods has gone down the road of doing it with the animal system, because it just causes no end of conflicts with stuff. You know, if you're going to do factory mods, global company's the way to do it, because then it, you know, it doesn't require map edits, doesn't require any, you know, changes to maps, modifications to maps. You can update the global company mods without having to update maps. Also, the global company mods don't interfere with the animal system, which means they're compatible with pretty much everything in the game. They even work with seasons. Now, I know the placeable factories mod has also, the guy who's made that mod has now released a seasons fix to make the factories work with seasons. However, from my testing last week, the only map that you can use the placeable factories with and seasons is his own La Coronella map. If you try loading up, say, Eureka Farms with seasons and the placeable factories mods, it doesn't load. Seasons has a right fit about it, throws up loads of script errors and everything. So at the moment, I don't know quite what the mod author has done in his own map that makes seasons play nice. Without digging really deeply into the map, going through it with Giant's editor and stuff, which, you know, I is not my scope. I'm a content creator, not a mod creator. So it's not something I would particularly dive into, but obviously people are going to need to look into that, especially people who make maps like this one, which are supposed to be compatible with those mods, because they're going to need to implement those changes if they want to make the map seasons compatible. They might not want to, and they might not want seasons in their maps, which is perfectly fine. I'm getting quite full. I'm going to have to empty in a minute. So yeah, I may be thinking of upgrading my harvester. I mean, this X9 has been nice. It's been a good servant so far on the map. But obviously we've got the proper full released version now with all the extra hopper capacities, tank capacities, extensions, blah de blah de blah. It's just a shame it doesn't come with the 3D tracks. I'm hoping someone will fix that. I'm hoping somebody, somewhere, some talented little modder will do a little edit and put the 3D tracks back on the X9, the released proper version. There's my tractor. So yeah, we can go get some canola straight away, and we can take it into the biodiesel straight away. We can start out getting some production out of that. Like I say, pretty good going. I think it's wheat on the other field, isn't it? I think it's wheat. Yeah, just a wheat harvest. So I'm going for chicken food there, flour, and obviously straw for the cows for the TMR process. So that's why I've done wheat on that field. It almost might make sense for me to go grab the AI track harvester actually, and have him do the wheat field for me. Hire a worker to harvest the wheat field. He should be able to cope with that. I must admit, I have looked at a map with the new updates and upgrades to the placeable factories mods. Because I've looked at Bucks County, because I was thinking of using that for the multiplayer server before I settled on Deer Country. And I must admit, I don't actually like some of the changes he's made to the factories in terms of the appearance. I don't like how he's removed like the silos when you're tipping, like to indicate obviously where you should be tipping your canola, your flour, your potato, you know, your materials. He's kind of removed the silos, which is a little bit disappointing, because I felt that, you know, kind of this kind of makes sense to me. That obviously this factory would want somewhere to store the material it's going to be processing, hence why you would have silos. He's removed those, and now you've just got basically a empty box like this. It's just an empty trigger. That to me lacks a little bit of I don't know, looks. Obviously he's also got tanks now on a lot of the buildings, because you now, on the new versions of the mods, you have to add diesel to all the factories, and that's something you've got to think about now when you are planning your productions, because it is diesel, it's not biodiesel that it uses. Although I assume you could probably edit that and actually have it do biodiesel as a fill type, as well as regular old diesel. Because obviously if you're having to put diesel into the factory, that's another expense. That is something, that's a cost to you, the player. So that then makes what you're producing much less profitable, because you're having to buy another material to put into the production. So then you've got to ask yourself, is what I'm making, or is what I'm going to make, actually profitable? You need to look at the prices a lot more closely now, I think, with the productions. I mean, I know what people would say currently. The way the productions function on my map, once I've bought the buildings, that's the only expense. That's the only thing they cost, is the initial buying and placing. After they've been bought and placed, they're just literally a license to print money. You're just printing money with them. As long as you've got the, like I say, the materials going into the buildings, yeah, you're getting free money. Because, like I say, there's no other cost apart from the original buying and placement. So I know some people are probably going to say, well, it makes it more realistic. You'd have to have some element of cost attached to the buildings. Yeah, there we go. So that's why I'm not updating, folks, is the long and short answer. Again, I haven't updated the map to the latest version because I didn't like what has been removed from the map in the latest version of the mod, the maps, and the fact that the bonkers equipment and everything got took out. So I've not updated my map, and I'm not going to update the productions factories. I'm not on this map. I'm going to stick with the old versions. In the future, if I play another map in the future, you know, if I decide to do a let's play down the road on Bucks County, I will have the new productions on that map, because I've already edited Bucks County to work with the new productions, the animal food productions, which are a new mod, and the seed production, which is a new mod. So there's now 3 different factories mods from the original modder. Like I say, to get it to work on Bucks County, I just had to I had to copy the new info from the 3 productions mods. So the factories mod, seed mod, animal food mod, I had to copy the info from those mods to the map and overwrite the information that was already in the map from the previous versions. the existing versions. So yeah, I've managed to make compatibility there with the thing, but I couldn't get seasons. I tried to load it up with seasons with the Geo, production Geo, and like I say, seasons just kept throwing script errors at me. So if I was to play Bucks County in the future, I wouldn't be able to do it with seasons. And right now I'm kind of enjoying playing with seasons on Slovak Village, which I've been doing my Let's Play series over on Twitch. I'm enjoying seasons on that. We've just started a new multiplayer server on Deer Country, and we're using seasons. So we're going to be playing seasons in multiplayer again, which we've not done since we played County Lines about 2 years ago. So it should be interesting to have a bit of a play with seasons again, and the change of pace that seasons brings, just slowing everything right down. So you're not just constantly seeding, harvesting, seeding, harvesting, seeding, harvesting, which is the kind of the say the routine you fall into in the vanilla game. Like on this map, you know, I'm just seeding, harvesting, seeding, harvesting, seeding, harvesting, and trying to make as much money as possible. And I appreciate that for a lot of people, they enjoy playing the game that way, and that's how they enjoy to play the game. But yeah, I've decided to give seasons a bit of a go again. I know I've been very negative about seasons as a mod, and I know I've said a lot of bad things about it, but that's just because of the experiences that I've had using it. It's not a mod that's ever worked properly for me. I've always had problems with it. I've always had issues, and my enjoyment of the game has always been greatly affected and reduced because of it. I mean, go back and look at my Lakeland Vale series. I was really excited about Seasons mod on that Let's Play series and during that save, until it went horribly wrong. You know, got to the first year harvest window, and instead of the crops going from growing to harvesting, all the crops across the whole map went from growing to withered. Instantly. Nobody got to harvest anything. Not the AI, not me. And I was like, oh, that is... You know, you've done all the work. You've done all the prep work. Spring, summer. You know, you need that harvest in the autumn to get the money to carry you into year 2. And it all went Pete on because Seasons had a bug. Seasons had an issue. And like I say, I felt like there wasn't enough updates being done to Seasons. There wasn't enough fixes coming. That was my problem with Seasons for a long period of time. The guys didn't seem to be updating it very quick, didn't seem to be releasing fixes to the things I was experiencing. So I stopped using Seasons, and I was like, I'm not going to use it because it's got too many problems. Well, I'm giving it a go again. I've decided I'm going to give it a go now. I'm playing 2 completely different maps with it, and I'm going to see. I'm going to see if it's been fixed in the time since I last played it, or last tried to play with it. And, you know, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a go, and if it doesn't work, if I have problems with it again, then I pretty much will be done with Seasons as a mod for the rest of this game's lifetime. For FS19. Would I come back to it in the future, in future versions of Farm Sim? Possibly, probably. I would give it a go and see if they've managed to, you know, if they managed to improve it in future versions of the game. But a lot of time, I just like the basic farming. I just like coming into a game like this and just doing the relaxed, chilled out farming. You know, I don't need tons and tons of, you know, stuff getting in the way. I don't need all the extra hassles and aggravations. Because ultimately, I play this game to have fun. And I play this game to relax and chill out. You know, keep my nerves at a good level. You know, I don't need all the realism. You know, it's not why I play this game. It's not why I play any game. I don't play any game for realism. You know, if I wanted real life, I'd go out and experience real life. I don't want to experience real life when I'm playing video games. I want to have fun. I want to escape realism. There we go. Nice bit of straw blown. So yeah, we've got the canola straw going. We'll probably sell the canola straw, I'm going to guess. Well, it's no guess. I will be selling the canola straw because there's nothing else you can do with it. You can't sell it. So, canola straw will be sold. I'm not going to bale it. I'll probably just windrow it, loading wagon it, which is kind of yeah. I've kind of stopped doing the baling now, haven't I? Mr. Wheat Harvester, he's over there doing his wheat harvesting. Like I say, worker will get on very nicely and do that. That field will be done for me. Which means I will have, in the next video of the series, these two fields to re-prep for the next harvesting, and then I'll also need to get a crop seeded over onto field 3, get that seeded up nicely. I haven't decided what I'm going to plant on that field yet. Whoa! Wasn't paying attention, and I've now done some crop destruction because I got full. Again, one thing with precision farming that does kind of catch me out a little bit is the yield. Because, you know, I drive up and down a couple of rows and I notice how the harvester gets full, and I think, yes, okay, I can do 3 rows before I need to empty the field. What I don't take into account is how much we're actually yielding off of those first few rows. And then as you go across different soil types where the yield does change and the yield improves, you get you fill up a lot quicker, obviously, as the yield improves. So yeah, you might do 3 rows initially when you start a field without filling up, but you could be on very poor quality soil, and then the next couple of rows you hit, you might have good soil and better yield, and therefore you fill up much faster. And of course I'm sat there going, oh, I can do 3 rows easy, and I stop looking at the fill count. I actually stopped looking at the fill count, and that's the problem. And then I end up surprising myself by going, oh, I've suddenly got full look, and I haven't reached the bottom of the field. And that's what happens. I get full because I get caught out by the yield. So I do end up doing a bit more crop destruction now than I used to, because obviously the yield fluctuates across the field based on soil quality, fertilizer levels, lime levels, all of that makes it a bit more random. Does indeed make it a bit more random. But I must admit, one thing I do like about precision farming, and this comes back to my early experience with seasons on Slovak Village. I don't know why I keep saying Slovak Valley. Is that the great thing about precision farming when using the seasons mod precision farming makes it so you only have to fertilise once, which is fantastic, because obviously Seasons has 3 stages of fertilisation normally by default, but precision farming overrides that and gives you if you fertilise a field with a crop on it, the fertilising machine will automatically adjust the application rate to ensure you get the correct level of fertiliser applied for the crop you have planted. So yeah, you only have to fertilise once with Seasons installed. Of course, what I've been doing though, I've been doing it kind of like I've done on this map, where I've been doing slurry first on all the fields before I've done the planting, the seeding. I've then seeded and then kind of topped the fields up to limit how much actual like chemical fertiliser I'm using and how much like of the expensive fertiliser I'm using. So far on Slovak Village that I'm playing, like I say, I'm not going to need to do any kind of fertilising once the crop is in the ground, because on that map my seeders and my planters are applying fertiliser as I'm seeding, basically. So as long as I've slurried the field first and got it up to 40 kilos of nitrogen per hectare, which I think is what the slurry spreader does. It sets every soil type to 40 kilos per hectare, and then the seeder then finishes it off. It applies whatever is needed then per crop, per soil type. So that's been a huge time saver on Slovak Village, which is kind of weird because I decided to play that map with 12-day seasons, and now I'm thinking I probably don't need 12-day seasons because I don't think I'm going to need to see. I'm getting full much faster now. We're at 89% already, 90%, 91. So I'm not going to be able to get to the bottom of this field. I'm going to have to pull out of the crop again, spin the harvest around, put it onto the blowers. There we go. Trailer. Like I say, Mr. Wheat Harvester over there is over there doing a very good job. He's almost finished harvesting all the wheat, the AI worker. So, yeah, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to get these fields done. And when you guys come back for the next episode in the series, we will be field prepping again and replanting, reseeding. Hopefully as well, at some point, like I say, this guy over on field 10 will buy his field and will harvest his field, and then I'm going to be able to buy it. And then I'll have 4 fields to do lots of stuff in. And also, we'll be getting cows as well, because like I say, I've got the silage being fermented currently as we speak. That'll be ready to collect out of the pit next episode, and we will be able to start making the TMR, which the cows are going to need for full productivity, and then obviously they'll be producing milk, hopefully by the gallons, by the tons, which we can then use to make the cheese. And cheese is very important. So folks, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I will see you all again in the next one. But for now, from me, it's goodbye. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Cheerio.